When it comes to advice on how to have great people skills, many of you will have no doubt turned to the famous book by Dale Carnegie for advice. And this week, I want to turn to one specific thing he says in How to Win Friends and Influence People that's been backed up by psychology. And that is, be careful when you criticize someone else. My name is Jonathan Bradshaw, and welcome to this week's Metology Minute. Yes, as I said, I'm sure many of you who subscribe to receive these weekly Metology Minutes have actually read Dale Carnegie's famous book, and quite rightly so. It's a brilliant read. Certainly I enjoyed it when I first read it, probably 20 years ago now. However, because it was published in the 1930s, not everything that Dale Carnegie suggested had necessarily, at that point, been backed up by psychological research. But of course, in the intervening decades, a lot of it has been. And one of his suggestions has been backed up related to criticism. In his book, he suggests that criticisms are very, very damaging and more powerful in a negative way than compliments are in a positive way. And research undertaken by a psychologist called John Gottman, who has researched interpersonal communication over 30 years, has backed up Mr. Carnegie's observation. The ratio that John Gottman came up with is 5-1. What it means is for every one negative comment, criticism that you give your boss, your team, your colleagues at work, it can take 5 positive compliments to overcome the damage of that one criticism. Now, this criticism might be small. You might not even think about it. And that's what I want to try and encourage you to do today. It's easy at work to criticize people with a throwaway comment, but we don't always know the damage that it's done. And of course, at work, people do come and go, staff come and leave, but you're essentially having to work and cooperate with the same people week on, week off. Your team are the same when you go in. Slight changes happen. But if you want someone to cooperate with you in a work professional situation, then something you said a few weeks ago might still be annoying them. And you didn't need to say it. It wasn't constructive. It wasn't necessary. So this week's insight relates to that 5-1. Do not criticize other people if you can help it. It can take a long time to overcome. Try and be constructive. If you are going to be negative, try and put some positive aspect in addition to the negative one when you're interacting with them, because it can damage your long-term professional relationships. I'll be back in a week's time with some more Metology, the science powering world-class people skills. Do head over to metology.com to learn more about my speaking and the training that we offer businesses around the world. See you in a week's time. Until then, have a great 7 days. Take care. Bye-bye.